Or
Shabbos and Aliyah.
Chazir from yesterday.
now we can go.
You ready to roll?
Ready to roll.
Chazir from yesterday, Daf Lamed, right? So he said tefila saderech should be said in plural. When to say tefila saderech right away, and then you have up until you're within a parsa of your destination. And should tefila saderech be said standing or sitting? Then the difference between saying Havinenu and tefila katsara, right? Havinenu had 3 brachas before and 3 afterwards. Had a daven shmona esrei, but they're still doing chazara. So had a daven shmona esrei while on a donkey traveling. The directions that we're supposed to face when davening, right? Towards Yerushalayim towards Eretz Yisrael, then Yerushalayim, etc. And then had a daven when we're leaving early. Meaning when you have to leave early in the morning. And then the Mishnah says davening musaf without a minyan. The Gemara discusses davening musaf when there's a minyan in town. Meaning, what does it mean to daven musaf without a minyan? And then how much time to leave in between tefillas? Meaning, if you're davening tashlumin or if you're davening musaf right after shachris, and the halachos of forgetting eliyahu. And the next mission is tefillas can be said when should only be said when you're feeling very humble, and chasidim wait an hour before davening. And then we said the sources for that. And then this is where we're taking it up is, what's so funny, Aaron Cap? Yeah. We said not to be, oh, you got temperature? There you go. Not to be too happy. Yeah?
I thought he was showing everybody that he's pregnant, but okay.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. It happens to be my kid thinks she's the first one original to put a thermometer in hot water.
You serious?
Yeah, I told him.
There you go. I guess the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
What is it, like 150 degrees?
That's great. That's great. Okay, ready to roll?
Where's the feedback?
Yeah. Okay. So, where we up to? We're gonna start.
We didn't turn the page. We didn't turn the page.
We turned the page. What are you talking about? Well, we didn't go to right.
You didn't turn the page.
I forgot. It's an art school. You turned the page from Amud Beis to Amud Aleph.
No, but you
didn't understand what that meant.
Value.
Yes.
It ran out yesterday.
Okay.
You didn't have the next page yesterday.
The bottom line of Lamed Amud Beis. Yeah. Mar Brei de Ravina, right? Yeah. Mar, the son of Ravina, offered Hilulu Lebrei. So he made a chasana for his son. Chazinu Rabbanan to have a kabat chituv, and he saw the Rabbanan laughing a lot. So I see Kasa the Mikra Pas Arba Me'azuzi. He brought a kais that was worth 400 zuz. The Tavar Kamai, when he broke it in front of them, when he made them all sad. Right? Rav Ashi, right, in order to make everybody to limit the happiness. Rav Ashi,
he said this is where we get the minute to break it.
Correct.
Right?
But he's on the next Gemara.
No, that's it.
See, Taz has a different girsa.
Oh, he's saying he wanted it.
But it's the same thing. Was he right? So the top Taz says, Mikan Nogul L'Shavar Schuchas B'Nisuin. That's why we break a glass by the Nisuin. And that's why you break the plate also, because by the Tanaim is the same type thing. Why you break a plate by the Tanaim and a cup by the Kedushin, I don't know. And then some places put a light bulb.
What do you mean? Yaakov, to remember that you shouldn't get too happy.
I understand, but why did they change it from plate to a cup? Plate by the Tanaim.
It's just a matter of logistics.
Could be, but then I think somebody told me that some shuls put a light bulb.
I thought it's all because it's hard to step on.
Right.
I heard Rabbi Blumenkranz gave it Shir L'Shalom years ago.
Yeah.
And he says that's what we're holding in our veilus for the base of Mikdash. It was during the 9 days. He says not only don't they use a glass anymore, they use a light bulb, and they use a dead light bulb if they changed it. Blumenkranz, it was a big muster by him.
Oh yeah, he used a dead light bulb. I guess you got to be okay. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, so yes, that's what Tyson says. That's the makar for breaking. Even though l'chayra, you shouldn't be breaking it by the chasim's tish. You shouldn't be breaking it by the chuppah. You should be breaking it in the middle of the dancing. No.
And it's not our Bama Zuz, Rabbi. And it's not our Bama Zuz.
It's definitely not a Bama Zuz. That's for sure. You're right. If you really wanted to do it legit, then you should break his watch or break any of the mishigasin that people buy for weddings. That maybe would make it. Yeah. Okay.
Then we'll feel the
a man
zecher
who made a
l'chorban.
chasana lately.
What?
You sound like a man who made a chasana lately.
How about
There you
two?
go, there you go. Anyways, yeah, weiter. Yeah, Rav Ashi over Hilula Lebrei. Right, so Rav Ashi made a Hilula for his son. Second line down. Chazinu Rabbanan Dava Kabat Kitu, and they saw the Rabbanan. He saw the Rabbanan laughing too much. I see Kassid. There's a Gisa Dechira. No, this is the one that Tos is going on. Right. He brought a white kais. The Tavar Kaman, he broke it in front of them at Tzivu, and then they got sad. Right? I don't know. I wouldn't get sad if somebody broke there, saying, "Why should I get sad?" Okay, maybe I'm not such a nice guy. Amr le Rabbana le Rav Hamnuna Zuti, Pailulu de Mar Brei de Ravina Lishrilon Mar. So they told the Rabbanan asked Rav Hamnuna Zuti to sing something. So Amar Lahu Vailon de Misnon Vailon de Misnon. Sima, it's mamish a yard side. So it's woe to us that we're going to die. Woe to us that we're going to die. See, it's a yard side. Right?
The one time you're supposed to.
This is why I said I'm not making the Chana party tonight, because I knew in the learning, Hashem, something Hashem would do.
There you go. Okay.
And then tomorrow
But I don't understand. The one time you're supposed to be happy is
right. That's true. That's the one that, but not too happy. Not too happy.
Right, not too happy. But they're asking him to sing. What's the big deal? You're not supposed to have big mercy. You're not supposed to have music.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know. There should be better places to do it. Maybe, I don't know. So I'm relay. So what are we supposed to answer to that? So that's the way I learned it, right? Like, what are you supposed to answer to that?
In the song, what are we supposed to do? What's the chorus?
Right, but I'm saying it's a shot is because they're asking this question because what kind of depressing thing is this that you said? Right?
I guess,
like
yeah.
what more can be said?
Right.
That's l'chara what it is. So I'm like, hey, Torah of mitzvahs. Meaning he says, yeah, you have Torah and you have mitzvahs, so therefore you should be happy. Right? You should be happy. The Magro that it's gonna protect us, right? That's the story with the Gra, that the Gra was crying, right? Before he was nifted, he was crying because he said in the next world he wasn't scared of going to the next world, but the next world you can't gather any more mitzvahs. Right? He said even tzitzis, you put tzitzis on where you just wear tzitzis and you're already getting tons of mitzvahs and you can't accumulate any mitzvahs in the next world. Okay, so anyway, so don't be scared of dying because you have Torah mitzvahs. Also, it's usher to laugh in this world. That's basically the way you would translate it. I don't know how the article translated, but that's what it means. Right? Then our mouths will be happy, and our lips will sing. When is that going to be? That's when the nations say Hashem is great, meaning Hashem will be revealed. So that's the only time that you could laugh.
Song of the Daf.
That's the song of the Daf. There's a lot of songs on this Daf, by the way. What?
It's forbidden for a person to fill his mouth with laughter.
Yeah, that's a literal translation. So,
but when saying before, someone said at the Shloshim that you could get schus in your children.
Correct. You could get schusim, but you yourself cannot. They said on Rish Lakish that after Reb Yochanan said this thing, B'Shem B'Yachai, he no longer left.
Reb Yochanan is famous for being very serious, right?
Yeah. He was before we had it. He was crying also before he wasn't. But then they told him.
No, but he was very serious. He always very, very serious.
Yes. So Tanur Rabbanan.
What do you mean he was crying?
Before he died, he was crying that something so beautiful has to die.
Right.
Tanur Rabbanan.
What does that mean? You never laugh?
He was very.
It's really, so the question is how you teach you male schaik pinu, that your mouth should be full of it. Doesn't mean you can't laugh at all. It doesn't mean you just shouldn't be out of control.
Mitzvah gedol eliyahu b'simcha.
Right? No, simcha doesn't mean schaik. Simcha and schaik is two different things. Simcha is to be happy. You should be happy. Schaik means just to be laughing.
What mitzvah? What mitzvah?
Well, that's the question. The question is where does that come from? Right. That's the question. Where does mitzvah gedol eliyahu b'simcha? I don't remember what the makor is. Anyways, yeah, Tanur Rabbanan. Yeah, you should not get up to daven, not from din and not from dvar halacha, only from halacha psuka, meaning you shouldn't be mefalpul and have a heavy duty iyun shir before davening because that's going to take away from your concentration by davening. Right? So it should be halacha psuka. V'hechi dami halacha psuka. What's halacha psuka? Amar Rabbayak yod Rav Zera dam Rav Zera b'nais Yisrael chmiru al atzman shafilu rois tipas dam kachardel. The b'nais Yisrael machron themselves that even if they saw one drop of blood Yeshevas Allah Shiva Nikim, they would sit Shiva Nikim, even though really, according to the basic halacha, you would not have to. Okay, Rabba Amar,
What does that have to do with?
nothing, no shayla. It's just a plain pashut halacha that doesn't require any thinking and pilpul in it. This is halacha, this is halacha. Rabba Amar Kihad Rav Haishi, Adamar Rav Haishi, Marim Adam Atfiwasai. A person can do a scam. Marim means to do a scam, harama, on his grain. Machnisa b'mayt shala kadei shetei be'em dechelas, so that he can bring it in when it's still in its chaff, so that his animal can eat it. Paturim and a meiser, and it's part of a meiser. Meaning, meiser is only chayv a meiser when it comes into your house the way it's supposed to. But if you pull a shtick, like you take it through the roof, then it didn't come through the door of your house, and you don't have to take off meiser. And here it's saying that if you put it in the chaff, if you bring it in the chaff, then it also wouldn't be.
You have to first sift it, right?
Yes, because you have to try and get rid of all the junk to make it edible. Right? Viva Yisema, and others say Kihadu Ravhuna, Dama Ravhuna, Rav Zera, Hamakis Dam Behemoth Kachim, Asur Ba'ana. Umaylim, if you do bloodletting on a behemoth of Kachim, so then it becomes Asur Ba'ana, and you're over on Me'ilah. Right? Rabbanan Avdi Kemas Nisin, Rav Ashi Avdi Kebraisa. The Rabbanan did like the Mishnah, and the Rav Ashi did like the Bracha, meaning these are just halachos to learn before davening. Now look at the fascinating taisus over here. He says, Rabbanon Avdi Kivas Nisin, the third taisus down. He says, V'kavasau kaim milan, we go like the Rabbanon. V'lachein ein mispalim mitoich kalas roish v'schaik. We don't daven from kalas roish and lashir. Ela mitoich koibed roish v'simcha shal mitzvah. Only from like a heavy head and a simcha shal mitzvah. Going shal also with the Torah. Like if you're icing divrei Torah, so then that straightens your head up. That's where it comes that we do psuka de zimra before davening. We want to do some basic psuka de zimra and ashrei.
Isn't ashrei part of the zimra?
It's only because it's part of psuka de zimra, but it's really ashrei is a separate. It's psuka de zimra is really haidu. Those are accumulate. Haidu is an accumulation of different psukim from oral tilim. Everything else is prakim of
I think you meant Ashrei by Mincha, though.
What? Ashrei too. Ashrei too. But
I
Pesukah
thought that's
is
what
really
Taisus meant.
Haidu is Pesukah de Zimra.
I thought Taisus meant Ashrei by Mincha.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And by Ma'ariv?
Ma'ariv, I don't know what the story is with Ma'ariv.
Baruch Hashem.
I don't know.
No, but also, isn't the halacha you have to go back and say, let's say, the last couple of psukim, if let's say you said Ashrei already, before Kaddish, by Mincha. Let's say you said Ashrei, and you weren't ready to start because they didn't have a minyan, let's say. You already finished Ashrei, and the minyan comes, and you can't just go right into Kaddish. You got to say the last couple of psukim.
But that's because you need to say some psukim with the minyan together, no?
I thought
the minyan together has to say, I think.
Right, maybe I thought it was all part of the same thing. Okay, just not.
Could be. I don't know. I thought it was out. Minyan has to say some tilim together. Otherwise, you can't say the Kaddish. But okay, could be right. Turn about him. Yeah, baita. Ain't I going to spell? Let me take atzlus. You can't daven when you're depressed. But let me take atzlus, and not from laziness. I'm not exactly sure what that means. But let me take schaik, and not from laughter. But let me take sicha, not from schmoozing. But let me take kalas roish, and not from lightheadedness. But let me take dvar b'telim, and not from wasting your time. Let me take simcha shal mitzvah. You should come from simcha shal mitzvah. Let me take sicha. When you're leaving your friend, you shouldn't leave your friend from stam shmuzim. Let me take schaik, and not from litzonis. But let me take kalas roish, and not from kalas roish. But let me take dvar b'telim. Let me take dvar halachos. Shekem etzinu b'neviyim harishonim shesayim with the brain, but the rishmach v'tanchum, because the neviyim rishonim, they ended up always with words of praise and davening. V'chein tana Mari bar Breder Rav Huna Breder Rav Yemir bar Abba Al Yipater Adam Mechaver. Let me tell you dvar halacha. Shebetoyva zekreya. Always leave your friend with some sort of dvar halacha like this. He'll remember you. Yeah, Rav Chana Avil Rav Simi bar Ashi.
What does that mean? That's a steer a little bit, no? Because you're always davening for something that you want. You know, Gashmi, you want. You could consider that dvar matelim, no?
What do you mean? Which part are you asking on?
You shouldn't have something that dvar matelim in your head. Kalas roish.
Right.
Okay, so, but you know, why is that? Everybody's always Torah in their thoughts of something personal. You know what I mean?
What do you mean for davening?
Yeah.
That's why you're supposed
to organize, because you're supposed to organize your thoughts to know exactly what you're davening for, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Hasidim Rishonim had the hour beforehand.
Right, to clear up their brain. Although what happens during the davening is you think, okay, what I got to daven for, and then you start spacing about what that thing is for the rest of the Shemona Esrei, right? That's the issue, right? That's but that's not the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. He traveled with him from Pum Nahara until Beit Tzanisa the Bavel. Kimata lost him when they reached there, so I guess he was accompanying him. So he was about to take leave of him. Amarle Mar Vade Damri Inchi Hani Tzanisa the Bavel Esnu Me Adam Marishan Vad Hashta. These Tzanisa the Bavel, these types of these decals, the how do you call it? Palm trees of Bavel. Were they here from Adam Rishon from Ad Hat Amarle Ad Karson Milsa the Rav Yosef Rav Chanina? You're reminding me of something Rav Yosef Rav Chanina said. Amar Rav Yosef Rav Chanina, Ma'id Chsib Be'eretz Asher Lo Overba Ish V'Lo Yeshiv Adam Sham. A person that no man ever went there and nobody stayed there. If no man ever went there, how could it be that no man ever lived there? I mean, it seems to be repetitive. Not repetitive, but it's if no man ever went, so then no man can ever dwell. Any land that Adam Rishon was made a gzeir that people are going to live there, they live there. Then nobody's going to live there. What's the connection? There's no connection. It seems like this is even though it's interesting, this is not a dvar halacha. The Gemara says you should have them leave. You should leave each other with a dvar halacha. This doesn't seem to be a dvar halacha, right?
I don't. Maybe Rashi seems to imply that Nisyasha doesn't mean necessarily that people live there, or even like plants or anything else.
Okay, either one.
So he's saying Rashi says that place under Mishnah was Geyser, that there should be the home.
Right. So what are you saying?
So I guess that's the connection between the home.
I know, but but what's I'm saying? This is not a dvar halacha. It's not a dvar. At least as far as I see, it's not a dvar halacha. Right? Unless he's saying it's also to settle someplace that doesn't seem to be settled till now.
But at least you got him to remember him, though.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's true. This also seems to have no shaykhs, right? Here it's just telling that he accompanied him, right? Okay, fine. If you're davening, you got to have kavana to Shemaim. Straighten out your heart or prepare your heart, and your ears should pay attention. Right? When he davened with the tzibur, he davened fast because of tircha. I guess they must have waited for him or gone at his pace. When he davened b'yechidus, a person would leave him in this corner, and he would find him in the other corner. How come? How come all that stuff? Because of all the bowing downs that he did, it made him move his body from one corner of the room to the other. They say this about one of the rebels. That's why he davened in his own room off the Bismerish, because he was moving around so much. I don't remember which rebel that was. Okay.
Don't they all have their own room off the Bismerish?
Yeah, I don't know if they all do. Some do. So Taisus discusses here, how could he bow down so much if you're not allowed to bow down? We learned before. You're only allowed to bow down at the specific times in Shemona Esrei. Right?
So why is he moving around? Even when you bow down, you're not supposed to move around.
Right, you really shouldn't move, but he was so into his davening that he's pushing moving around. Meaning that's how long he davened for. That's the point. When he davened b'yichidus, he davened long. With the minyan, he davened shorter. A person should daven in a house that has windows, which is why many shuls make sure they have a lot of windows. Yeah? Meaning kavana for Pesach, for openings. So you would think, okay, so since davening is so important, so why don't I just sit and daven all day? There's 3 times. Meaning, I went a little too fast there. So Daniel, it says he davened 3 times, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why he davened 3 times a day, not the whole day. Maybe that's only when he came to Goyla. That's when he started davening 3 times, but before that, he davened more. So this is what he was doing from even before. So you would think you could daven in any direction you want. Neged Yerushalayim, that you go towards Yerushalayim, like we said yesterday. Right? Abba, this one's for you. Maybe you would think you could daven all three at once, right? Get it all out of the way, right? Halavai, that we get. No, by there's also a song, parents. No, by David it says erev avoyim v'tzarim. Yochi yashmiya kala b'tefila. So you would think that you should daven out loud. Chana. Shenever v'koila lo yishma. By Chana it says, and her voice was not heard. Yochol yishaladam tzrocha v'achar yisrael.
Isn't there a thing about having 12 windows in a shul?
There is something to that, yeah. I don't remember.
What is the reason for the windows? A lot of windows in general.
I think it's interesting because didn't we learn that you're not supposed to daven in an open area?
It says the place should have windows. It doesn't say you should daven next to a window.
No, but it should have should have a lot of windows so that it helps. I thought that it helps concentration.
What's the matter with the open area?
The Maral Shul has 12 windows.
Yeah.
What's with the 12 windows? It's not discussed here?
Here it just says windows. Here it just says windows.
12 windows is so they can sell a lot of windows.
The what?
I mean, my stomach's for sunlight.
So they can sell a lot of windows, so they make 12.
Oh, I don't know where to know. There's got to be a source for 12.
The Shvatim,
yeah, fundraiser.
Maybe the Shvatim.
Oh, there is. There's a source for 12.
That's mezuzahs. Mezuzahs is the fundraiser. Aharon Zweig. Yeah.
My stomach's for sunlight because they need to be able to see what's going on.
Could be, yeah, but did we learn this in Brachos already, that you shouldn't daven outside? You can't daven out. Yes, we learned.
What do you mean? Hello, Lasuach Basada. What does that mean? You can't daven
No,
outside?
right. So that's right. But it means that you can't daven in an open area because then you don't feel constricted. You're supposed to feel constricted when you daven. We had that.
Daven against the wall.
So you can't daven at the Kaisel. So you can't daven at the Kaisel.
The Gemara wasn't written by Breslov.
No, but you're facing a wall is fine. Outside, if it's facing a wall, is fine.
I was going according to the Satmar.
There you go.
Wasn't Chana Chiddush though? I'm saying we learned from Chana for everyone, or why are we assuming? Because Eli, his whole kasha on Chana was because of that.
Right. Well, we're going to see now. The Gemara is going to go through the whole Chana situation now. We learn a lot of things out of Chana, which was coming up. Chana, lo yishma. She davens quiet.
Wait, that's the 7 things of Chana that's coming up?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Yochel Yishal Adam Tzrocha v'Archach Yispal. You would think, ask Hashem for what you need, and then you should daven. Kvarafurish al yidei shloima, but that's already shloima said. Shenemer l'shmaya l'rina v'latfila. You should hear, Hashem should hear the rina and then the tefila. Rina zu tefila and tefila zu bakasha. Rina means tefila, davening, and tefila is bakasha. Ein oimer davar. Ein oimer davar. What does it change here? It takes out bakasha. Ein oimer davar achar emes v'yatze. Meaning you can make any bakashas you want, but not after emes v'yatziv because you can't. That's a hefsek. But after Shemona Esrei, even if you want to do the vidui of Yom Kippur every day, you're allowed to. Even though we said that a person can ask for whatever he wants in Shemei Tefillah, I mean, you could add whatever you want into Shemei Tefillah. And if you want to say anything after davening, before you l'ratzon it, then the Shemanes, you can say whatever you want, even if it's Yom Kippur davening.
When we say tefillah, we mean all your ches? Aren't most? I'm saying the first 3 are not bakashas, but right. After the first three, they're all bakashas.
Right.
So what does he mean that after? He says that I feel achar tefillah. Isn't achar tefillah meaning the whole thing, or after the first 3? Tefillah is mashma all 18, but there's
no, the first 3 and the last 3 are not. That's Rashi. You see Rashi, Yachal Yishal Tzrocha. Right?
Oh, okay, fine.
He's saying first.
Because I was thinking like Vidoy said after all 18.
It means the first 3 and the last 3, right? Clearly. Yeah. Zogdi more about it, right? 4 lines up. How many great halachos we can learn from these psukim of Chana? Chana was speaking on her heart. That somebody who's davening has to have kavana, because it says Chana was medaberes al liba. Rak sfaseh noise, right? Her lips were moving. Mekan lemispal sheyachtach b'sfasa. That you have to enunciate. How do you say it? Enunciate the words, right? Because yishma mekan also like be a kailo b'tfilasa. and you can't lift up your voice in tefillah. That's what we just said before, which we did say a couple of blot ago that if it's going to help you concentrate, then you are allowed to, as long as it doesn't disturb anybody else. From here you learn that somebody who's drunk is not allowed to daven, because Eli thought that she was drunk, because she was so out of control, I guess, that Eli thought she was drunk. So you see that you're not allowed to daven when you're drunk. She was
at that time, most people didn't daven.
Whatever.
What constitutes drunk?
$1 million question. There's a bunch of, this is a Purim sugya actually, and there's different levels of shikr. The worst level is shikr like light. That you can't do anything. You can't do any sort of davening or anything like that. Then there's different levels of shikr.
Paris, that's your new answer, not to have to have a daven again. You good?
No, this is my answer to 12 steps. Go ahead, Siaka. What are the 12 steps of shikr?
What?
I'm just going to get you out of the Amud, Paris, no?
What are the 12? You mean 12 steps of shikr? Anyways, okay. Anyways, so from there, it's shikr's also l'spalo. For Yomer Elah Eli, and Eli said to her, Ad Masai Tishtakrun, Amar Rabbi Lazar Mikan L'Raya B'Chaver Davar, She'enoi Hagan, if you see in somebody doing something not proper, Tzarech L'Chicha, you have to give them Musar. Right? So, right, because he gave Musar. Like Eli thought she was doing something wrong, so he gave him Musar. But look at the Taisus, top Taisus, Davar She'enoi Hagan, Pirish, Avagav Deleki Surah Deraisa. Even though it's not an Issa Deraisa. The Ika Issa Deraisa, Pshita, Haicheyach Techiyach, right? If it's somebody's being over an Issa Deraisa, then you have a Mitzvah Deraisa of Haicheyach Techiyach to give Musar. So this is even something that's a Derabanan, you give Musar, yeah? Vatan, let me continue in the story here. Vatan Chana Vataimer, Loi Adini, Amar, Loi Adini, not know my master, Amar will be tamer of Yosef of Chanina, Amar Lei, Loi Adan Ata B'Davar Zeh, you're not a master in this, but Loi Ruach HaKodesh Shayr and you don't even have Ruach HaKodesh, not even, you don't have Ruach HaKodesh. Shat Choshdani B'Davar Zeh, because you were choshed me that I was drunk. Right, Igadamri, or those that say Hachi Amar the Hamra Lei. This is what she told Eli. Loi Adan Ata Lav Ika Shchina Ruach HaKodesh Gavach. There's no Shchina and Ruach HaKodesh Shedonanti L'Kaf Chayva. You would don me L'Kaf Chayva, Loi Yadati L'Kaf Schus, and you weren't don me L'Kaf Schus. Mi Lo Yadat that the Isha Kshas Ruach Anaychi. Don't you know that I'm a woman that's having a Kshas Ruach, I'm having a difficult time. The Yain B'Sheichel Leishasisi, and I didn't drink wine or beer. Okay, so they're basically similar things that for some reason he thought that she was drunk, but she was really just a woman in pain. Amar Rabbi Lazar, Mikan leNechshad B'Davar Shein Boy Shetzarach Le'Diyah.
So we see here that she's saying that she's a woman in pain and she's being mispal. But the Amud before we just said that you can't be davening in a state of simchus mitzvah.
Right. So I don't know if it means. I think she was just davening with a desperation. That's why I understand it, but I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Right.
Why can't it be Kavod Rosh?
It could be Kavod Rosh. It's just she was obviously in more of a pain. I don't know. That's what you have to say it, right? Otherwise, yeah. I mean, it's a good kasha, but I think that's the way to shot.
Did you learn that you just change around the word and said kishera? She is kosher.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I sent you a text on the windows.
Take the word shikr.
You tell me I can't read my text because I have the thing. My texts are all backed up. I do, but my other phone died, so I don't have my house. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I know what Mommy's saying.
What are you saying?
I think that the word kishera and shikaira.
Oh, shikaira, kshera.
You turned around the word. It's
kshera. Okay, so what are you saying? That she's she's kosher, that he was kosher biksheirim.
Right.
Yeah. So now from this comes out a famous thing. If somebody's kosher you for something that you don't have, right? Mm-hmm. Because you have to tell him, right? Don't be kosher that your servant is a bas b'lial. It's a negative thing. From here we learn that it's shikr that davens is keilu over Avoda Zara. Ksiv hachal lefnei bas b'lial right? That's a lashon of Avoda Zara. Ksiv hasam yatzu anashim b'nei eliyahu mikirbecha. Mal halan Avoda Zara, afkan Avoda Zara. So right, just from there we learn out from Tvarim that eliyahu there means Avoda Zara. So here too also means Avoda Zara. Vayan Eli vayomer lechila shalom. Right. So Eli answered and said, "Go in peace." Amar Rabbi Elazar mikan. That if you choshed somebody for something that they didn't do, you have to appease them. Right? Then he gave her a bracha that he should give, Hashem should grant her what she wants. What?
All these things are Rabbi Elazar.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where it gets from. If you choshed biksheirim, you owe somebody a bracha, right? That's what people say. You owe me a bracha because you choshed biksheirim. So that's here. But they, like I once heard from somebody, what they say, like if you have to be a kosher though. If you're not a kosher, then the guy's not choshed biksheirim.
Her time was that you done the kaf's chayv, not kaf's chus. Every person should be done kaf's chus.
Yeah, but not only if he's a kosher though. Sometimes you have a guy who's not a kosher. You don't have to be down in the kaf's chus. That's what I'm saying.
You always have to look at every single person as if they were.
That's true, but then there are some situations where
you see, mamish have to be.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true.
Be kosher.
That's true. Maskim. Yes, you have to look at it like that. Yeah. Somebody was making me crazy today about the gambling. So how come people make machos and people that gamble that they're stealing? If really there is really, we should judge them favorably. I said, no, you should judge everybody favorably, right? And there he goes. I was trying to cop out of the whole thing. But anyways, Batidor Neder at time in Hashem Tzvakos. Amar Rabbi Elazar, Miyam Shabbat Kadosh Baruch Hu Zalami Lahaya Adam Shakar LaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzvakos Ad Shabbos Chana V'Karasi Tzvakos. Right? The first person to call Hashem Tzvakos, which is what I don't even know how you touch that. So Amar Chana L'Fnei Kadosh Baruch Hu is what a legion, whatever that means. Yeah, I don't know. Amar Chana L'Fnei Kadosh Baruch Hu Rebbeinu Shalom Mikol Tzvai Tzvakos Shabarasa B'Elamcha Kosher Be'Einecha Shatidin Ben Echad. When all the things they created in the whole world, is it so difficult to give me one son? Yeah, she was stark. What's an example? A king, a human king, is making a suda for his servants. Comes an ani and stands by the door because he wants some food. He says to the people, "Give me a piece of bread." They didn't listen to him. So he pushed his way through and he went to the king. From this whole big suda, you can't give me one piece of bread. So that's essentially what Chana was telling Hashem. From this whole great big world you created, you couldn't give me one son. That's right. So Imra Sira, we continue with the psukim from Chana. Right? Imra Sira, Amr Elazar, Amr Chana, Imra Mutuv, Imlai, Sira, Elich Vestater, B'fnei Elkana Bailey. So he says, if you're going to see me, good. And if you don't, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be high and lock myself in a room. I don't necessarily lock, but be miyached with somebody else in front of Elkanah, my husband. And since my husband's going to see me being in a room with a man, he's going to think that I was mezana. And therefore, they're going to have to give me the drink, mashkali meisaita. They're going to have to give me meisaita that prove that I was not mezana. And you're not going to make your Torah. You're not going to make a lie, meaning that you're going to keep what it says in Torah. Shenever v'niksa v'nizra zera, that because it says after they give the saita water, and she's proven clean, that she's going to have kids. So she says, I'm going to pull this shtick. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make them feed me, give me the drink that's meisaita, and then you're going to have to give me a kid, because that's what it says in the Torah. But now we have a machlokes about this. This is good according to the opinion that says that if she's an akara, then she'll become not an akara, and it's fine. But if according to the Mandam it says that the saita, if she had pain during childbirth, she's going to not have pain. Nekeva is Yaleda Scharim. If she's going to have Nekeva, she'll give birth to Scharim, which again you see here from this Gemara that is Scharim more is better. Scharim Yaleda Slavanim. If black people, she's having black kids, she's going to have white kids. I have no idea. I imagine that means dark kids, not black kids.
And white kids are better than dark kids?
I guess so. Back then, yeah. Now it's probably not the other way. Ketzarim Yaleda Saruchim. If they're short, she's going to give birth to tall. I guess enough told you that's good for you. So according to that opinion, what was Chana doing? Because it doesn't say.
I always thought that this was one promise. And according to, let's say, Rashi and Chumash, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I always thought that if the bracha was, if you never had kids, you'll have kids. If you had kids, you'll have better kids.
Well, so that seems like that's the machlokes.
I always thought it was one.
Could be. I don't remember. I don't remember the way. I have a vague memory of the Rashi. I certainly don't remember how Rashi words it. Maybe Paskins both, right? But here the Gemara is clearly learning as a machlokes. So according to the second opinion that you're just going to have improved kids, but doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have kids. The Tanya Avoda Zara Melamed Sheim Haisa Aharon of Kedes. Rabbi Shmuel holds that if she's an Akara, if she's barren, she's going to have kids. Amud Rabbi Akiva said to Rabbi Shmuel, "In Kain Yelchu Kol HaKares Kulam Yisasir was right. Vezu Shalai Kilkalan of Kedes." So then, if that's the case, then every woman that wants to have a kid will just go be, hide in the room with a man, and then she'll do the drink, and then she'll be fine. It must be Shem Haisa Yeledus Batzar Yeledus Revach Tzarim Yeledus Aruchim Shcharim Yeledus Levenim Echad Yeledus Shnayim. Right, you can have one kid, you'll have two kids. It's interesting the Gemara didn't bring that one before. Here it says before it didn't. Imra Sira Dibra Torah Kolashim Bnei Adam. Right. What does it mean Imra Sira? What's the double lashon? Dibra Torah Kolashim Bnei Adam. The Torah is just talking like Lashon Bnei Adam, so it's a double lashon. Meaning there's nothing extra to be learned from it. Okay, so right? Don't forget your servant, your maiden, as they call it, right? Right? Why did she say three things? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Lama. Why does she need three? It says Amasecha, Amasecha, and Amasecha 3 times in this pasuk. So why you have 3 times? There were 3 things that meaning there are 3 things that can cause death to a woman. 3 mitzvahs that are given to a woman that if she doesn't do it properly, it can cause death. Was I over on any one of them that you should punish me? So that's why it says Amasecha 3 times. What does it mean Zera Nashim? Amarav Gavra Beguvrin, meaning it's strong people, right? Shmuel Amar Zera Shemashich Shnei Anashim, and it's Zera that's she's gonna have 2 people, Man Inu and Shal Daven. Shal and Daven are going to come out of her. Yochanan Amar Zera Sheshakol Shnei Anashim, and it's Zera that's going to be the equivalent of 2 men. Uman Inu Moshe aharon. Shana Moshe aharon b'koyin Shmuel b'kara Shemai. Parrot is another niggin, right? For Rabbanan Amri Zera Anashim Zera Shemuvla bein Anashim. It's going to be Zera that's going to be going amongst people, right? Ki Aser Rav Dimi Amar Loi Aruch v'Loi Gutz v'Loi Cotton v'Loi Ilim v'Loi Tzachar v'Loi Gichar v'Loi Chacham v'Loi Tipish. Right? These are all negative things. Right?
In the middle.
It's going to be an average, normal, right? Like Aruch v'Loi Gutz, not too long, not too short, right?
That's what Hashem said there.
That's she wanted regular average, right? Not too strong, not too. How do you touch tzachar? How do you touch it?
Tzachar, 1 second.
So Rashi says rush belaz, but I don't know what white, not too white. That's what it is, right? V'lo gichur and not.
No, gichur is
no, tzachar is not too dark. And
there's red here on the bottom of this.
What does it say? What does it say?
Red.
Khalid, no Rudy.
Red? Rush. I mean, the last says Rush. Okay.
That's Rouge.
Right, Rouge, maybe Rouge, right.
Russian.
Right. Very good, man. Yeah. Not too smart and not too dumb. It's an interesting thing. Sometimes being too smart, not necessarily a bracha.
So did HaKadosh Baruch Hu give her this bracha?
Rashi says,
I don't know.
Stand up because he doesn't want to aharon.
Yeah. That's another interesting Rashi.
Rashi says, that's a shot. You don't want to be unique because then you get aharon.
You see, Rashi, it's a fascinating Rashi. V'loi chacham. You see the Rashi about halfway down? You don't want it to be a chacham yoiser midai, too smart. Shaloi tema be'enei abrius. It shouldn't be a wonder in the eyes of the brius. Mitach shenidbarim boy shaletus boy ayin haron. Since everybody's going to be talked about, meaning bottom line is you don't want people talking about you. That's what you learn out from that Rashi. Yeah. for anything, yeah.
Or you don't want to be different.
That's what. Well, when you're different, people are going to talk about it. Right? Sort of like what Jesse has on his background there. You know what I mean?
I don't remember. Remember what said something on this. I don't know what.
Okay. Ani Aisha and Itzavas Imachem Bazeh Omer Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi ben Lakish Mekan She'asa Leishi B'Toich Arba Amashal Tefila. Right? We also learned this. Right? She says, I'm the person standing there when they were davening, so you're standing because you can't sit because they're davening. Helanara Zeh Spalalti. Another niggan parents, yeah. Amar Rabbi Lazar Shmuel. Shmuel Moira Halach L'fnei Rabbi Hoya. Shmuel was Moira Halach in front of his Rebbe. Shenemar v'yishchatu es apar v'viu es anar el Eli. That's right. They shechted the cow and then they brought the child to Eli. Mishum de v'yishchatu es apar v'viu anar el Eli. What's the connection? Because they shechted the cow, they brought the nar to Eli. Ella Amar and Eli karu kain leisi v'lishchay. Let's go call a kain and bring him, so that he can shech the par. Chazin Shmuel to have a mahadri basar kain lemishchat. So Shmuel saw that they were running around looking for a kain. Amar lahu lama lechu laduri basar kain lemishchat. Why do you need a kain to shech? Shchita bezar kshera, right? Which is what we paskin. Anybody, you don't need a kain to shech the kavanas. Anybody could shech the kavanas. So Aisula kamed de Eli, and they brought Shmuel in front of Eli because he said, "Well, we need." He's disagreeing. Eli said, "Go find a kain." Shmuel said, "We don't need a kain."
So Eli didn't know how to shech?
I don't know. Maybe he was below him. Maybe he was the Kohen Gadol. Amarle minolacha. So Eli asked Shmuel, where do you know this from? Amarle miksiv v'shachar hakayin v'kriva kehan. Miksiv v'shachar hakayin, right? Does it say the kayin shechted? It says v'kriva kehanim. The kehanim brought it. Ksiv mikabala ve'elech mitzvahs kahuna. From the kabbalah, meaning from accepting the blood that squirts out of the animal when you shecht it. That's when you need the kehanim. From here we learn out that shchita is kosher bazar. Amar lei, so he told him, Meimer shaper ka'amrit, you said something very, very well. Miu mer halach b'fnei Rabcha. You're teaching halach in front of your Rebbe. B'chol mer halach b'fnei Rabbi chayim misa. Anybody who says something in front of his Rebbe is chayim misa. Asi Chana. Now this is after Chana had her kid. So Asi Chana came with chatzavcha kamei. And she started screaming in front of him, I'm the woman that stood by you to try and get this kid. Leave this one that he'll get punished, and then you'll have another one who's going to be better than him. I'm davening for this nar. Meaning this is the one that I want, and I don't want any more.
She already davened for.
Right, but meaning this is what I davened for, and I don't want anything else. Right, so that's the song. Yeah.
I think it was only 2 years old.
Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
I hear. Okay. V'chane he medaberes al liba. Right, Chana was speaking on her heart. This is an interesting limud also. Al iske liba amra. Al iske liba. She was talking about things having to do with her heart. Anything you create in a woman, you didn't create. You create anything for waste. Eyes to see, ears to hear, nose to smell, mouth to speak, hands to do work, and feet to go with him, and breasts in order to nurse. Right? Why'd you give it to me for? Right? Is it not to nurse with them? Tenli ben, v'anik ben, give me a son so that I could nurse him. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Now we have a new thing. If you fast on Shabbos, then they tear up 70 years worth of Gzardin. And even though you did this, which is obviously a good thing, they're going to go take payment from you for it because you're not allowed to.
But then you have to fast on Sunday, no?
We're going to take punishment from you because
you have to fast on Sunday, no?
Oh yeah, very good. Maita Kanta, very good, Yosef. Maita Kante, Amram Nachmar Yitzchak, Leisi Tanisa L'Tanisa. Your takana is to do another tainus. Lamacha Rashi says you fast on Sunday to make up for your fast that you did something wrong on Shabbos. Talk about confusion. right? So I'm saying, so it comes out that you fast on Shabbos, it rips up 70 years of Zardin, but you did something wrong, so you got to fast on Sunday to make up for the bittul of Einik Shabbos that you did. Okay? V'amar Rebbe Lazar, Chana hiticha dvarim klapi mala. Should we stop here?
That's where we stop.
Yeah, okay. Let's stop here because then the next one goes into Shmuel.
Right at the beginning of Amud Aleph.
Yeah. So now, also there was another Tosfos here.
Yaakov, I saw somewhere or heard somewhere that because what we learned from Chana is that you could be very direct with your bakashas.
You could what?
You could be very direct with your bakashas.
Oh yeah, I mean, because she said it straight out. You're right about that. And they can't get more direct than her, right?
Yeah, but I saw somewhere that she was punished for the way she was speaking.
So that I don't know.
That was exactly what I was going to ask about. It's almost like a chutzpah Torah.
Well, that's the next Gemara.
Well, the next Gemara says that she threw things. Oh, true that we could go right to the next Gemara. Okay, we'll start it tomorrow anyways. But Tosfos says with the sitting Dalet Amos, he says it doesn't make a difference whether it's in front or on the sides. Right?
You shouldn't sit around somebody standing down too.
But this is very important. For me, personally, I have this every morning because I go back into I daven upstairs in Shul, then I go into the biksheirim and I sit there and learn, and people are davening around me.
What about
right? So Tosfos says that's only if you're sitting doing nothing. But if you're being Isaac in Kriyash Shema or in Birchasel Kiyaytze Behem, then sitting is okay. So as long as it seems like the Pais can say that it's as long as you're being Isaac in Torah or whatever it is, then you're allowed to sit there.
Told
right?
Us that it doesn't apply now.
I don't know. That's
people have kavana already. That people are going to walk.
Now the other kasha was being Meir Allah B'fnei Rabbi. He couldn't be. It wasn't his Rebbe yet, right? Shmuel didn't learn by Eli yet. So Tosfos says he was the Gadol Adar. So since the Gadol Adar, you can't pass in anything in front of the Gadol Adar, right? And then the next Tosfos says that it's a tainus chaloim. Fasting on Shabbos is the tainus chaloim, right?
When we say these Meir Allah B'fnei Rabbi, nowadays, let's say somebody taka, like, right? I'm saying obviously Mises not a lot nowadays, but it seems like he's mechadish halacha, meaning this was not something that was necessarily taught before. And he said, is it only those type of dinim, or if somebody just says halacha that everyone knows already, he just uses that halacha?
I don't know.
Where do you draw the line?
I don't know. The Chayrim has to. You're right. The Chayrim has to be teaching a new halacha. Anyways, all right. Good night.
Good night.
The neshama should have an
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.